Happy Halloween, Friendship Village of Dublin, and welcome to the morning show. I'm your host, Jill Dogie, coming to you from Brandywine Fitness. This week's weather, going to have a couple days of rain, but then it's going to clear up with the highs in the low 70s. Activities going on around the village. On Tuesday, November 1st, we're going to have an afternoon movie trip to Ticket to Paradise. The bus will depart at 1:45. On Thursday, November 3rd, we're going to have music of the Civil War with Steve Ball, in the Muirfield Room at 1 o'clock. Also that day, join Mikey and Lauren for a trip to Glacier Ridge Metro Park. They're going to take a walk, and the bus will depart at 1 o'clock from the main entrance. It's going to be a gorgeous day for that. I think it's going to be about 72. On Friday, November 4th, there's a performance trip to the Columbus Symphony Orchestra, and the bus will depart at 6:30 p.m. And also on that day is Foodie Friday with a trip to Pecan Penny's Barbecue, departing at 10:45. This year, the annual Turkey Trot will be held on Monday, November 21st. We're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to take a bus to Bridge Park, and we're going to walk along the path by the river. And at the end of that path, we're going to have some hot chocolate and a pumpkin treat. So join us for that and sign up in Touchtown if you would like to go. And it's that time of year again for our Healthy Holiday Challenge. What we want you to do is maintain and don't gain. So through all these treats and all these yummy meals, we want you to maintain your weight you started with. So for that, you're going to get a weigh-in log from one of us, and once a week you will weigh yourself and record that on the log. You can do that in either gym if you don't have a scale at home. And please look at your newsletter throughout that time for some healthy tips and some information. This program will go for 6 weeks. It's November 21st through December 28th. And lastly, I know not everybody enjoys the gym the way some of us do, so that's okay. I'm going to run through about 5 exercises that you can do in the convenience of your own apartment. And if you have any questions or need help, you can always reach out to one of us. So you can do these exercises either seated or standing, but if you are seated, I want you to scoot forward on your chair and sit tall. So the first exercise we are going to do, we're going to get that heart rate up. So we're going to just pull our knees up. So I don't want you to just lift your foot a little bit. I want you to really pull those knees up, and you're going to add a little overhead press, and that's going to get that heart rate going. So if you could time yourself, you can do about 30 seconds to a minute would be great. If you need a little break, bring those arms down and just lift your knees. So again, this is going to be a little bit of cardiovascular work, working those quads, working your hip flexors. If you are standing, it's the same thing. You're going to take big knees up, and you're going to add those arms overhead. 30 seconds to a minute is what your goal needs to be. So the next exercise, if you are seated or standing, either one, we're going to take those arms out. We're going to keep them tight. We're going to use your own resistance. Pull those elbows back and squeeze and take them back out. So there's 4 exercises, 4 moves in this exercise. So you're going to do them about 8 times each. The next one, you're going to lift those arms, keep them tight. Don't let them loose. If you do not feel this in your arms and your shoulders, you're not doing it right. You got to keep those arms tight. Then you're going to circle back about 8 times and then forward. You're really going to feel that if you keep it tight. Use your own resistance. The next one is going to be some lunges. So if you're seated, you're just going to start that side tap with those legs. Big side tap. Then we're going to add some arms to that. So you're going to reach, really stretch out that body and reach. If you're standing, same thing. You're going to start that tap, and then you're going to add those arms. Make sure you keep those knees bent if you're standing. 30 seconds to a minute on this one as well. And the next one, we're going to do seated abs. So again, if you got to sit for this, you can't stand obviously, but if you want to scoot to the front of the chair, you're going to lean back a little bit. You're going to cross those arms across your chest. We're going to lift our knees up slowly and down. We don't want those feet to drop hard. You want to do it slow and controlled. If you can't do both legs, it's okay. One at a time is okay, and try to work yourself up to where you can lift both. So that's a goal for you. The next one is going to be bicycle. So you're going to lift up those knees, you're going to pedal that bike. You can do 2 sets of 8 of these. So if you can't get both legs up, it's okay. You want to do 1 leg at a time, just do 8 on each side. Let's see, the final one is a sit to stand. So when you do sit to stand, you want to stand or sit tall, cross those arms, you want to come all the way up out of that chair and back down. So control that movement. You don't want to plop back in the chair. You want to control. If you are standing, you're just going to do a little squat. So weight in the heels, chest up tall. You're going to do that little squat down and back up. Try to keep these knees behind the toes. And just like any exercise, if you don't feel quite stable, you want to hold on to a sink or a table if you're standing, just to make sure you're safe. So that is it for me today. If you want to do classes in your apartment on TV, turn to channel 1851. So that's all. Have a great day. See you next week.